Relax lang. Kaya nag-painting para ma-relax eh. Maganda yung gawa mo na ito, Sen.
Kasi hindi ako nag-outline dun eh.
Nakabigin pala. Nakasitang pala. Hindi nakabigin din. Nakasitang.
Eh bakit hindi ka nakatingin sa akin? Pinaglalagdaan mo ba ako? Baligo ka na. At wala ito oh.
Anong puno yung kulay pula?
Sige po.
Ha?
Anong puno yung kulay pula?
Cherry blossom!
Ah,
Ito ang daw na isusuot sa mamayang gabi sa parte ninyo.
Eto? Eto isusuot mo?
Oo.
Sigurado ba?
Aba, nanay, hindi yata nalalaman ito ni Rafael. Alam mo ba, pag sinusuot yan bida-bida ako sa baryo namin. Oo.
Ganon. Talaga pag sinuot niya, talagang pag-uusapan ka sigurado.
Oo.
Diba?
At ito ang gusto nila dyan. Diyan nakasap na yan.
That's right, that's right. Halika na. Nagkaraan tayo punta. Tara na.
Sorry, ha?
Halika na. Halika na. Nagkaraan tayo punta. Halika na.
Opo.
Jessica, sa si Odi. Sa isang stylist. Siya bahala mag-visa yung passport.
Hi, sir. Hi.
Sige na tayo. Titignan ko kung anong meron siya. Sige.
Kitty, bitty, bitty, kitty.
Wala ako parang visa sa konto.
Sa party na tayo magbisita?
Yes. Sige. Okay?
Sige. Ano ba kaya ang mangyayari kay Iska? Teka, pati naman. Siyempre, gusto yung ganun. Sasamahin ka. Para, may pag-malaki na kayo. Alam mo, sa totoo lang, meron akong dalang tabi para sa party na yun. Talagang nakahanda ko eh. Kaya lang, naisip ko baka mamaya, mapahiya naman yung anak ko. Kaya, hindi na ako tumunod. Ay, naku, ay, Teresa. Alam mo, saka na ang ginagawa niyo. Hindi dapat ganyan. Dapat, sinusuportan kita ka. Kayo, palagi na talaga magsabi sa inyo. Dapat kasi sa papel na lang, sabi ko.
Google mo.
Tangang, ito na lang. Dear God! Don't tell me that what is going to wear tonight? Ha? Ano ka ba? Kaya nga, I-graduated.
buan. 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 Meron.
Kanina pa, wala ka na ever so royal makeup. Yata. Good job, diba? Good job. First, I agree. Of course.
Late na naman ako. Nakalimutan ko. Akin na mas ang peran. Bakuna na naman.
Oh. Iwas po ba yung picture? Ano pinag-understand kung bakit kailangan mong makipag-flexible sa babae?
Ay, salamat.
The one earlier placed there. It's a document in 1524 after he already returned from the expedition. And he wrote a number of letters to a number of royalties, asking them to assist them in the publication of the materials. In fact, one of the documents that Lord Stanley Alderley, the one who compiled some of the Magellan documents and had them translated to English, inserted one of these material, but not in the manuscript form, but in printed form, because it was actually turned over to him in the late 19th century by the Sociedad, the Paris Society, Geographic Society of Paris. So it was actually already typed, in some way typewritten, something like that, but not in manuscript form. And I think this is the first time that we have a manuscript handwritten of Antonio Pigafetta. So here it says here, Pigafetta, it says,
Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming to Blue Garden. Please allow me to introduce to you our guest of honor tonight, my stepdaughter.
pero Legimitamos, who's Knight of Jerusalem. That's what it means. And of course, otherwise known as the Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, and also Knight of Rhodes, Knight of Malta, where he eventually, where he belonged. In fact, still controversial, because contemporary history says that he became a knight only after he returned because of his spectacular fame as a writer about expedition never heard before in the world. So he was knighted because of that. But another group of few Italian historians say that no, he was a knight before he left the expedition, or sort of like that, or probably immediately after coming the expedition, but not after some time when he actually published the manuscript. But here it says he was actually asking some people, some royalties, Senate of Venice. At one time he presented himself to give a talk to sell to them these ideas of the book that he would be printing. So this is the first, we have the idea of Antonio Pigafetta. You might probably ask, why is it that there is an FR? You always associate that with a priest, a father, or someone like that. Pigafetta, of course, was not a priest. But the FR, this is historians, and of course from Francisco Antonio Pigafetta. It's probably the reason for that. But there is the question mark about Pigafetta. We know Antonio Pigafetta, but when I was working on the archival documents in Seville and going over the list, the relation of the crew, the crew manifest, so to speak, I was surprised to know that there was no Antonio Pigafetta that was mentioned. No, you can never find Antonio Pigafetta in any official list. In the list of the official, the list of the crew of the in any, because there are volumes and volumes and volumes of documents there, but I could not see the name of Antonio Pigafetta. So there's now a certain kind of a lacuna between Antonio Pigafetta, who is the chronicler of the expedition, but does not exist in the record of the expedition. So where was he? Did he write a fiction of the expedition?
Paano kakain
Did
yun?
he probably borrowed information from the member of the crew? Or probably he was there carrying an assumed name. And so here there is a document of the members of the crew that says Antonio Lombardo, criado de FM Fernando Magallanes, natural de Bizancio, he is in Lombardia, hijo de Juan y Anzola, su mujer, ha de haber de sueldo a 1,000 maravides por mes. Recibió de sueldo de 4 meses adelantados, 4,000 maravides. So it says in English, Antonio Lombardo, servant of Magellan, native of Vicenza in Lombardy, son of Juan Anzola, her woman, I did not say wife, her woman, because with a mantis, he was referring to Anzola and to Juan. So Antonio Lombardo was the son of Juan and Anzola, and received the 4-month salaries in advance, 4,000 maravides. So this is a primary document. So there was no Antonio Pigafetta, there was only Antonio Lombardo. But recent studies based on the archives
Ganun anak
official
dapat.
archives of
Ganun.
been
Oo, ganun dapat. Mag-testing mo muna dito.
undertaken by the
Oo.
Pigafetta scholars.
Ganun kasi
All of them,
dapat.
I would say, are Italians.
At ang pangit.
I tried to construct preliminarily
Wag na,
based on
buhusan mo na lang. Para madali.
records that they brought up.
Sige,
But
madali.
unfortunately, they are actually
Hindi mo nang
they are
i-edit.
materials, but they are conflicting in their
Yun, pangit.
constructions of the
Maganda
family
yata yung
tree
ano.
of Antonio Pigafetta. So, we know that
Ano ka na ulit?
the first
Isa pa.
report available in the archives, based on what they found,
Ano ka na?
was actually a certain
Ito
Tommaso
lang yan eh.
who was there in the record. I think it's
Huwag mo na
speed of sales, something like that, in 1231. There was already a Tommaso Pigafetta. Then there was a Matteo.
Isa-isa lang ha, hiwalay.
Precisely when I was telling you in the previous material I've shown earlier, there are some writings, because that was 1780
Huwag ka naman
period.
manood.
I think that's, I said, that the first material I got hold up in terms of the
Paano
biography
nakita
of
kanina?
Pigafetta, closer in some way to the primary document, because although it's secondary, it's written in
Buhusan mo
the
lang
18th
pula.
century.
Asan din?
And the first I have to say,
Ito ba yun?
other than the English that we have, is a very, very sketchy, very few details. But that one by a certain Gabriel, a certain monk, a Carmelite monk, it provides quite substantial information, but still, as I said, quite unreliable, because in the light of what we have today, it seems that some of the information he gave did not fit into the family tree that we have in Pigafetta. So what we have was, of course, was just the start with the grandfather, aside from, as I said, Tommaso, which goes back to the medieval age. And so there's a big leap from medieval period, 1231 to about 1400s. And what we have is Antonino, the grandfather of Antonio Pigafetta, and Antonino was married to a certain woman by the name of Isota, and they have these children. They have Elizabeth, they have
Huwag kang mag-alala. Hindi naman ako nagagalit sa'yo.
Chiara, they have Francisco, they have
Mabuti nga.
Ludovico, and Alessandro.
Meron sa akin na
It's quite confusing at the moment, because in some documents they carry two names. So, for example, the other members of the Pigafetta family, which you cannot really locate, even the Italian scholars, would say they have they carry the name Giovanni, Alessandro. So one person with two names. So it's very, very difficult unless you can really identify who they were, because of the two names that they carry. It's very difficult to locate where they were really in the family tree of Antonio Pigafetta. But we have, as far as the scholars are concerned, they would more or less, the agreement is they have the wife Antonino and Isota had 6 children. But in some other sources, they still add another. So still, I said, it's preliminary. So it says Elizabeth, Chiara, Francisco, Giovanni, Ludovico, and Alessandro. Giovanni, I think rightly, because of the colorful picture, colorful, rectangle in case his name, I think it's intended, but probably also signifies one thing. Giovanni lived a colorful life. That's why he used a more colorful box there. Because he married twice. From all the family members of the Pigafetta family, he probably was the one who had 3 wives. It says here Castellana, Renato, and here in the marriage of Giovanni with Castellana, they brought up 2 children, Giovanni and Flora. So they adopted the name of the father. And Flora eventually joined the religious order. She became a nun. Her Castellana died, again, Giovanni married took another wife, Lucia Muzan, and this was about 1490s, so 1490 to 1493. So they brought up, they had their two children, Antonio, Isota, and Valentino. And the suspicion is that Antonio was born around 1490 to 1493. Probably he was the eldest. It's true. But then something else. Can I get the assistance?
Bakit mo ako pinupuan? Hindi mo naman ginagawa sa akin
He
yun.
married another woman, Angela Anzola. Married, probably some stories would say probably not married. Although subsequently, earlier probably was not married because in the document of the
Sige, paano dito para
expedition,
malabuo?
it didn't say their esposa, it simply mujer, mujer
Sige,
de
naman
Giovanni.
naman yung
So if we go back a little bit, you will notice that in the, if you go to this document, it says in Antonio Lombardo that son of Juan and Anzola. So that is where the problem cropped up. His father was Giovanni, but here his father was Juan. Of course, anybody knows Italian Spanish will know that Juan is actually the Hispanized version of the Italian Giovanni. So that's actually touches the gap, the difference between this Antonio Lombardo and Antonio Lombardo. But why did he not choose Antonio Lombardo or Antonio Pigafetta? That's another question raised. He is a renowned figure, but why did he hide something from his identity? Probably you cannot blame Antonio Pigafetta.
Huwag na bigyan
Honestly,
mo.
Antonio Pigafetta, who
Kami na lang
enlisted its name there.
Tabon yung ano yun.
Probably during the, when they called for, they started the recruitment, they sent the so-called Brigones in various parts of Spain, the ports of Spain, telling the people in the ports, okay, would you like to join? There's an expedition that's coming up, so join, we go to Seville, and that's where we are going to live. And probably the one who was writing there simply said, okay, Antonio, where did you come from? Lombardo. So he just simply, they don't care anymore about the surname. That's one thing. And in fact, a number of the members of the expedition only carried one name. One says Francisco, the other says simply Antonio. And here, if you look at the manuscript that I have, you have Jorge
Wala na
Moreto,
panghawak na yun.
Esclavo del Dicho Capitan. So here there is Jorge, who was a Moor. Probably he had himself already converted to Christianity. You cannot, of course, join the expedition if you are a Moor, you are a Muslim. But probably he was given such surname as Morisco because of his physical appearance. He probably was dark in appearance, and of course he was a slave because the Moors at the time, generally, if you are captive in war, or if you do not allow yourself to be converted, especially after 1492, then you will be punished, so you are arrested, you become a slave. And probably, so in this particular case, here is Jorge Morisco, who was simply does not have a surname, but just probably the clerk simply adopted physical description of him, and so that was it. And so was the case with Antonio Lombardo. So he was simply identified as coming from the region of Lombardy, so they adopted the name of Antonio Lombardo. Although there were some other theories about him. In fact, there was a certain Antonio, there's another Francisco. So some Italian biographers, the few Italian biographers would say probably Antonio was also carrying another name. Probably he was Antonio Francisco. Probably that in fact was confirmed in the document I have shown you earlier from the Bertoliano Ark. So that he was actually from this particular the name Antonio Los Bagos actually intended to
Pwede ba siya
to
i-design
really
pagkatapos matuloy?
to really portray his identity.
Agawan mo doon.
Because
Dito, pwede mo lagyan mo dito na po. Aya. Hugot ko na lang kumain.
Wow, ang ganda. Punto na natin.
what was the role of Pigafetta in the experience?